The Petstock Foundation's Hometown Heroes initiative raises awareness and funds for organisations who are working in the community to help create a better future for both pets and people. I'm out here with Cowboys for Kids out on the beautiful Central Coast of New South Wales at the Beulah Ranch to learn more about what they do. And I've even got a new friend, Johnny. Greg, tell me about the program that you run out here.
Well, we run an extensive program at Cowboys for Kids. So we certainly the focus for the first 8 weeks of any child that comes into the program is the equine therapy. So that's where we go through the process of unlocking concerns and fears that children have, whether it be ADD and whether it be anxiety. So we work with those kids through projects that engage with the horse in a practical exercise. So there has to be a pathway for that, and we work through that with the horse. So everything is guided through the horse. It's never, no, why do you feel that way? I wonder why the horse is doing that. Those types of language keeps it clean for the child to be able to bring forth their emotions and their understanding and their pain and their suffering, that type of thing.
Why is animal therapy and equine therapy so powerful?
In the horse particularly, like dogs, they're a comfort, but they're not instructional. Where a horse becomes instructional, there's no need of the horse to you to interact with it. When you do, and you communicate with the horse, they will feed back to you. So they're quite independent thinking and they live in the moment. So there's no need for them to draw anything from it. But there is this amazing experience that a child has where this horse gives them clues and understanding of them internally. And it's almost magical in that sense, but horses have the capacity to do that.
And how has the foundation helped your work and what you do out here?
Well, it's changed Cowboys for Kids. We've done everything pretty much on our own before they sought us and found us, and the staff started to dedicate monthly to us, which opened up our world to working with these children. And then they did a campaign, this campaign which has put us in a position where we can now do more. So I could actually engage someone else to help me with the amount of kids coming through.
That'd be nice.
Which we couldn't do that before. It's just me, and my wife is the fundraiser of everything here. But what it's able to go past that is the vision we have to create other places, other satellite units throughout New South Wales where we can reproduce what we've done here. So I can come in alongside someone and then teach them and guide them in what to do. And what happens in that is it doesn't rely or die on me. And that they can bring programs in and work with children in foster care.
Wonderful. And why do you do it?
When you get to a place of retirement, I'm 65, what is left? It ain't fishing and golf. What I find is that I work with the two most valuable things to me in my life. My heart is kids and horses. And I get to do this every day. And if we can help them in some way deal with the inward pain and struggle, then we've done our job.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Greg. Thank you for the work that you do. If you'd like to learn more about the local hometown heroes in your state or territory, visit the Petstock website.
Walking your dog is not only important for their physical health, but it's also vital for their mental well-being as well. Sadly, a study by Sydney University found that 40% of Australian dogs just aren't walked enough. And I think it's probably no coincidence that that's also the same number that are overweight. Come on guys, let's go and explore. Some people also think that just because their dog is small or old, that they don't need to be walked. And that's not the case at all. Walking and other exercise helps to improve our dog's muscle strength, keep joints flexible, bones healthy, and burns off calories, just like it does for us. Exercise also releases endorphins, which can help to reduce stress and anxiety in both us and our dogs. And it also lowers the risk of dementia. A study of over 15,000 dogs showed one of the greatest risk factors for canine dementia, second only to age, was a lack of exercise. While separate research shows that walking and other activities can protect brain health in us, humans. Plus, walking your dog every day is a great way to help build your bond by spending quality time together. You can also use it to work on your training and obedience. Checking out sights and smells keeps their minds active and engaged, and it prevents boredom and associated behavioural problems. And old dogs, and dogs like Monty here with injuries, are no exception. You can just use a dog stroller like this one to get them out and about. Come on, Mont, come and check out this. Look, there you go. We all have busy lives which require our dogs to stay home alone for often long periods of time. That's why daily exercise outside of the home is so important. Most dogs need to be walked at least once each day, though some dogs, particularly very active dogs, generally require more. The breed, fitness levels and age will also determine how long and how vigorous your walk should be.
If your dog does pull, is overly reactive or anxious, don't let that stop you getting out and about. Talk to your local vet or dog trainer. Petstock also offer these services. All right, come on guys. I know you want to keep going. Let's go.
As a Petstock Rewards member, if you purchase any participating brand of flea, tick and worming treatment, including NexGard Spectra, they'll give you 15% brand cashback to use the next time you shop for the same brand, even if it's on promotion. T's and C's apply. Visit the website for details. Narelle, we've talked about the benefits of feeding our dogs some fruit and vegetables before. When it comes to fruit, though, there are some things that we need to keep in mind, aren't there?
That's right. So when we're talking about fruit, I mean, they're a great source of fibre, which is really good for digestive health. They contain lots of different vitamins and minerals, which works to boost the immune system. And they're rich in phytonutrients, which helps to fight chronic disease. But what we need to be mindful of is that we don't feed too much fruit because of the sugar content.
That's right. And also it's really important because pretty much all of them have seeds in some shape or form, so we need to be mindful about that too.
Yeah, so seeds can, they're generally toxic, or at the very least can cause tummy upsets.
Yes.
And some of the larger seeds in like peaches, plums, nectarines and avocado, for example, they can be a choking hazard or cause intestinal blockages.
Now, avocados, there's a lot of misconceptions around that as to whether they're good or bad for our dogs. Tell us.
I absolutely love avocados for both myself and my dogs because they're so nutrient dense. They're rich in potassium, magnesium, B vitamins, fibre, full of really good fats. So it's really only the stone and the skin that we need to worry about. So definitely remove those and only feed the flesh.
All right, so why don't we talk through some of your favourites that we also often have at home anyway?
Absolutely. So apples, really good source of potassium, vitamin C and antioxidants. They're also rich in pectin, which is a really great prebiotic fibre that helps to feed the beneficial bacteria in our dogs' digestive systems. Blueberries are really rich in vitamin C, vitamin K and fibre. They also contain a specific and very potent class of antioxidants called anthocyanidins. So the research shows that they're great not only for general health, but particularly for healthy ageing, heart health and brain function.
Oh, that's what I need.
Bananas, but ideally green bananas because they're a rich source of resistant starch, which plays a really important role in good gut health. So the greener the better. Then we have oranges, an excellent source of potassium, vitamin C, one of the highest known sources of vitamin C, which is great for supporting the immune system. Strawberries, also an amazing source of vitamin C, but they also contain compounds called flavonoids. So that's not only supporting immune health, but that's going to support just the ongoing general health and well-being of our pets. Cucumbers are great if you've got a dog that needs to lose a little bit of weight because they're high in water, so that's good. Pineapple in small amounts for digestive health because of the enzyme bromelain that contains. Pumpkin, really rich in potassium and soluble fibre, so that can be very soothing and healing to the gastrointestinal tract if a dog's suffering from vomiting or diarrhoea, for example.
Yep, always good. Now, we always need to make sure that we steam or cook this and get rid of those seeds and the skin as well, skin and core particularly for them. Also, we really should make sure that they're crushed too.
Yeah, so fruits, while they make an amazing and healthy treat, our dogs actually get maximum benefit from them when they're crushed or minced up because this helps to enhance the digestion and the absorption of all of those amazing vitamins and minerals.
That's right. So we cook and steam our veggies and we also mince and crush our fruit. So fortunately though, most of the big dog recipes contain a lot of these and they're already minced up. So if you'd like to find out about their recipes and also the benefits of these for your dogs, please visit their website. Narelle, always lovely to talk to you again.
Thank you.
Many common dog behaviour issues like barking, diggy and destructive chewing are because dogs are bored and they're not getting enough mental or physical stimulation in their day, isn't that right? Or perhaps they're also anxious, particularly when left alone for long periods of time with nothing to keep them entertained. So while there's many things we need to do to address this, one easy way to add more enrichment into your dog's day and to help with dogs that inhale their food before you've even put the bowl down is to introduce scatter feeding into their daily routine. Scatter feeding taps into a dog's most dominant sense, their sense of smell, and the way they naturally explore the world around them. It's best done with dry food, but if you raw feed only, you can use air or freeze-dried options or healthy treats. When starting out, keep it simple and in a small area, especially with puppies and older dogs. Or turn it into a treasure hunt once your dog really gets the hang of it, or for dogs that need a higher level of stimulation. A grassy patch or shaggy rug is the best area to scatter feed in, so they're using their nose rather than their eyes to seek it out. Ideally, you want them to be spending at least 20 minutes foraging for their food for maximum benefit, so widen your scatter area if you need to. To avoid overfeeding though, or over-treating your dog, measure out their daily food and treat allowance and use that. Remember, treats should make up no more than 10% of their total required calorie intake. There's so many benefits to scatter feeding. Dogs are natural scavengers, so scenting and foraging for their food mimics what they'd be doing in the wild, and it releases dopamine, which makes them feel good. As mentioned, it's also awesome for dogs that eat really fast so that you can slow them down. Exercising our dog's brain and bodies through their nose also helps them to become calmer, more settled and even satisfied. It also helps to build their confidence, which is important for nervous dogs, though generally anxious dogs do prefer some predictability when they're eating so that they feel safe. Perhaps you could see how they go using just those high value treats in a small quiet area indoors before trying it with their food. Finally, the great thing about scenting is that the reward is built into the game. So scatter feeding is a perfect enrichment tool to use when your dog is left home alone. For more dog training tips or to check out their treat range, visit the VitaPet website. Research at the University of Queensland is now enabling experts to predict the start of the paralysis tick season. This has the potential to save many dogs and cats from becoming unwell or even dying. So I headed to Brisbane to meet with Professor Stephen Barker to learn a bit more. So Stephen, you've got some recent research. What have you discovered about this paralysis tick?
Well, ticks are a threat to dogs and cats all year round, as you know, but they're particularly a threat during the season of tick paralysis. And the season of tick paralysis varies down the coast of Australia. Okay. So we've discovered and been able to document accurately that the season of tick paralysis in North Queensland, in Cairns and Innisfail, for example, starts in August. Okay. Whereas in southeast Queensland, it starts in September. Mm-hmm. And in Sydney, northern beaches of Sydney, it starts in October. And so the climate and the weather is really important here. And we can predict when the season of the tick season will start, when you need to be really vigilant and protecting your pets with products, but also checking the pet for ticks and keeping them on the path and so on. And furthermore, we've found that we can predict how bad the tick season is going to be from the weather. If it's a hot and dry summer, the female ticks die, and even those that can lay eggs, their eggs may die, or the larvae will die. They're very vulnerable to hot, dry conditions.
So even if people aren't living in those areas, their dog or cat's not immune to it, because a lot of people like to travel with their pets.
Well, indeed. And when people travel, it's often during the summer and the spring, which is the tick season. Mm. So you really need to protect your dog if you're going to a ticky area like Shire of East Gippsland, or indeed anywhere along the coast in New South Wales and Queensland, because there are ticks there all year round.
I would imagine this is a bit of a problem if their dog or cat gets the paralysis tick. They go home to Adelaide, where the vets aren't even thinking about it could be that if something's wrong with their dogs or cats, so we need to address that.
There are quite a few sad cases of when a dog picked up a tick on the east coast of Australia, and then the family went back to Melbourne, even South Australia, and even Perth. Yeah. And had a tick and then showing all the signs of tick paralysis. But the vet, not surprisingly, didn't think that, and probably thought it was a snake bite, didn't treat it for ticks, and so the dog dies or becomes very, very unwell before they find the tick.
Yeah, rightio. So what can we do then to protect our pets all year round?
Well, certainly if you're going to a ticky area, you need to protect your pets. And I would say even further, keep an eye on them. And if the voice changes on the dog or the dog looks a bit unhappy or there's something just not quite right, start looking for a tick.
Yeah.
And when you're in any place where there are ticks, keep the dogs on the path.
Okay.
If there's no grass or no vegetation, there are no ticks.
All right, so making sure we check our pets as well for any ticks, making sure we keep them on the straight and narrow path, and also making sure that they're protected all year round.
And the dog on a leash, so it can't.
Dog on leash as well. By using a monthly NextGuard Spectra Chew, you can have peace of mind that your pet is protected all year round. Visit the NextGuard Spectra website to learn more. Even the most placid of dogs can get anxious at bath time, so using essential oils and extracts from plants that are known for their calming properties can help them feel relaxed. Scientific studies into the use of aromatherapy with dogs goes as far back as the mid-1800s in Germany and France, and it is a widely accepted practice today in many vet clinics globally. They can be used to help create a calm environment, soothe itchy and irritated skin, treat digestive upsets, and can even heal infections. However, it is important to make sure any essential oils or extracts being used are diluted, that they're applied in the right way and are non-toxic to any other pets in your home. For dogs and humans, lavender is probably the most well-known essential oil to help with stress, fear, and anxiety. It's a natural anti-inflammatory, antihistamine, pain reliever, and antibacterial, but it's extremely potent, so must always be diluted if being applied directly to the skin or in a diffuser. Bergamot is known to help balance emotions by soothing panic, snappiness, depression, and frustration, all of which we know our dogs can experience. Chamomile as well can work as a sedative, an anti-inflammatory and a muscle relaxant, so it can ease stress and even settle upset stomachs. Again, they should all be diluted. Then there's calendula, a non-toxic plant for both dogs and cats that's been used for centuries to decrease bacteria and fungus and speed up the healing of skin and other body tissues inside and out. So when it comes to using a dog shampoo on your nervous pooch or those with sensitive skin, the DGG Relax shampoo is the perfect choice. It not only contains lavender, calendula and chamomile, but it's made with oat extract and honey to nourish skin and coats. Then there's the DGG Relax Dog Coat and Bedding Spray with lavender, chamomile and bergamot that you can use every day to not only help your pooch feel calm, but it also contains ordinon, which is a safe, non-toxic compound that entraps and eliminates odours. As with all the DGG shampoos and sprays, they're pH balanced for dogs, free of any nasty chemicals, are not tested on animals and are Australian made and owned. That's why I love and use the range, and so do Darcy and Vindy, though the bath bit really isn't their favourite. Parties are boys. You can find the DGG range at your local pet specialty store, including Petstock and online. Very calm, boys.
Many people don't realise just how much of a risk a grass seed can pose for our dogs, especially during the summer months when the grasses are seeding. They come in all different sizes and shapes, but a grass seed like this one, for example, can get between the toes, it can get stuck, can get in the eye, in the ears, especially when they're doing stuff like that. But because of its pointy shape, it can also penetrate the skin, and it can then migrate in the body, getting into the eyes, the spine, the lungs, the brain. The possibilities are endless. If the seed has punctured the skin, then symptoms of local irritation may include swelling between the toes, redness and discharge from the eyes if the seed's there, limping, coughing or gagging if it's in the lungs, sudden behavioural changes such as irritability or lethargy. If you notice something isn't quite right with your dog and suspect that a grass seed may be to blame, it's important to act quickly and seek veterinary help. If left untreated, grass seeds can cause severe pain, infections and even life-threatening conditions like abscesses, pneumonia or even sepsis. Treatment for grass seed problems varies depending on the severity and location of the seed. Your veterinarian may need to remove the seed under general anaesthetic, and believe me, they can be very tricky to find in some cases. Pain relief and antibiotics may also be prescribed. To prevent grass seed problems, you can groom often, keep the fur short, especially on the feet. And if you've been for a walk in a grassy area in particular, then check them out afterwards. Come on, Monty, let's have a look. You can also use protective clothing or boots for your dog's paws and keep them away from long grasses or areas with seeds. I've treated many grass seed cases and some of them were quite serious. So it's best to be vigilant and take preventative measures to keep your dog safe from grass seed dangers. Isn't that right, Mia? Yes, yes.
No matter the age of your dog, when it comes to pee, little accidents can always happen. From a puppy still in training to an excited or anxious adult dog, certain health conditions or the onset of dementia, there are many reasons why dogs pee, and that telltale odour of urine is something we have pretty much all experienced. It's one of the toughest odours to remove as well, and even when we think it's gone, pets have an acute sense of smell, which is why they often return to the same spot. Humidity can trigger the odour again as well, days, weeks or even months later, which is why we might suddenly smell it again too, even when we think it's gone. That's because there is one component to urine that cleaning with an all-purpose cleaner simply can't remove, and that is the uric acid, which is rich in nitrogen and ammonia. To make things worse, many chemical-based cleaners actually contain ammonia, so you're literally adding some of the smelly substance back onto the pee if you use those. That's why using a product specifically developed to remove dog and cat urine odours and stains such as Urine Off is so important. It contains bioenzymes and non-pathogenic bacteria that work together to break down the uric acid and not just cover it up. It's also non-toxic, which is vital when cleaning a home with pets and children around for their health. Urine Off can be used on all surfaces, including your carpets and other materials, and they even guarantee it will work, or you'll get your money back. Now, you can't get better than that. If you are struggling with a dog that is constantly peeing, you may need to go back to basic toilet training, address any anxiety that may be causing it, or see your vet to check for any underlying health conditions. There's a number of articles in the training and behaviour section of the Pooches at Play website or videos on our YouTube channel to help address some of these issues. You can find Urine Off at your local pet stock store or online, so make sure that you've got some handy for when you might need it, because sometimes accidents really do happen. Just like Vindy somehow sitting on Darcy here. You're right there, Darcy. Would you like to win a Pawsome prize pack worth over $2,000? One lucky person will win a year's supply of VitaPet treats, Big Dog Pet Foods, NextGuard Spectrum Monthly Chews, a $250 Pet Stock gift voucher, $500 worth of DGG grooming and apparel, a year's subscription to Dog TV, and a signed copy of both my books. Plus, there's 3 consolation prizes up for grabs too. To enter, sign up to our e-news and name one of the charities featured this series. All entries will receive a free ebook too, so visit poochesatplay.com. That brings us to the end of this week's episode, but there's plenty more information and entertainment on the Pooches at Play website and social media platforms. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.